Hey, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. Bitcoin right now consolidating near its local lows, making a series of lower highs and lower lows, right now sitting around 46,800 with the altcoin market dumping even harder. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Smash the like button and let's talk about the current state of the market, my thoughts for the short term, my thoughts for the long term. There's no getting around it. Bitcoin continues to sink lower. Although I think it's worth noting that what we saw back here is a slightly higher high than what we saw near the beginning of 2021, and where we are today is still a higher low than what we saw in July of 2021. There's no getting around it. Taking a look at the shape of the price action, very similar to what we saw here. So this bears saying, if this repeats, all alts will get absolutely decimated regardless of their utility, just like before, and many won't rebound. Have both bullish and bearish trading and investing plans ready. Listen, nobody likes to talk about worst case scenarios, but this is on the table here. Now, I myself am preparing for a massive dump, but also I don't think this bull market is over. I'm preparing for a massive pump. But before we get into that, let me just talk about why it is possible we sink a little bit lower. It is possible because of news like this, exploits like this, and the fact that this news is getting propagated hardcore with the NFT FUD. Just everybody's hating on NFTs and cryptocurrency right now, combined with stuff like this. I mean, some people do this to manipulate the price down lower to get in better buys, or because they're leverage trading and they need to manipulate the market, the whales do, to make sure they don't get liquidated. Well, either way, let's go over these two recent stories, and then we'll talk about how I'm preparing for a major pump. So, first of all, SEC further delays Bitcoin spot ETF decision. The much desired Bitcoin ETF continues to elude U.S. investors, although they have a spot Bitcoin ETF in Canada. Although this is no longer taboo, the U.S. is still dragging their feet. Now, the key takeaways are this. The SEC has delayed its decision on two separate Bitcoin spot ETFs by 45 days. The spot ETF proposals came from very well-respected Bitwise and Grayscale and were supposed to be decided upon by tomorrow and Thursday, respectively. The move should not come as a surprise to those who have kept up with the SEC's moves, so why they continue to delay this is anybody's game, or is anybody's guess, but this does not project confidence into the market. Stuff like this is very unfortunate. It's a reality, but this does not project confidence in the market. Grim Finance hacked for 30 million in Fantom tokens. Grim Finance is the latest DeFi protocol to be hit by an exploit. Senator Elizabeth Warren recently came out and, just talking about how bad DeFi is. This keeps the sentiment and price down even more. So this is why it would not surprise me if we continue to stay down low and consolidate, or even have an even greater shakeout. Yet, I'm still extremely long-term bullish. So I guess my question to you is, besides price going up, because price just can't go up forever, how do you measure the success of an altcoin project? And there's a lot of good answers on this thread. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. I'll link it below. Partnerships, development, number of users, use case, on-ramping, good tech, good tokenomics, popularity, low fees, something to offer, NFTs, games, staking, permanence, resilience, adoption. All of these are really good things, and I would say that is how you determine the success of an altcoin project. It's not really based on price. Are they continuing to build? Are they continuing to implement? And understand this, there are plenty of quality projects now that are doing just that. For instance, you know about this, Parachain's now live on Polkadot, yet the mainstream media is silent. They'll talk about the FUD, but they won't talk about the real adoption, the real building that we're seeing. And before we get into some major news, let me just say this. I think anybody who has been in cryptocurrency for at least 2 years is still ultra long-term bullish. I think it's impossible not to see the progress and the cultural shift that is happening, that has happened. Well, how about 1 year? Maybe, but definitely 2+ years, in my opinion. It's impossible not to see it. So with that being said, let's talk about the interesting projects that are building and implementing and upgrading. Uniswap V3 contracts deployment on Polygon approved with 99.3% consensus. So Uniswap is on Ethereum. They are deploying to Polygon based on the voting with their governance token. Uniswap community has approved the governance proposal that sought deployment of Uniswap V3 contracts over the Polygon proof of stake ETH Layer 2 chain. The approval comes in the form of an on-chain vote that saw the participation of over 72.6 million users from the community. Now, along with deploying V3 to Polygon, Uniswap Labs has announced they will support this transition with a $20 million fund, $15 million for long-term liquidity mining campaign, and $5 million for the overall adoption of Uniswap on Polygon Matic. So Uniswap Labs, Uniswap is just one of many of the very well-funded projects that have money to deploy and have money to keep going. Out with the old, in with the new. You either adapt or you get left behind. Now, in our video from a few days ago, we talked about how Justin Sun, the CEO of Tron, was leaving Tron, and I gave that as an example about how just the cultural shift in crypto is changing. Justin Sun, the poster boy in 2017 and 2018 for overhyped altcoin projects. And then in our video from the other day, I gave the example of the Graph, which is actually just one of many which are actually doing real things in crypto. So there's that cultural shift, and then there's cultural shifts like this. You either adapt or you get left behind. Yes, RadioShack has pivoted to DeFi. You've got questions, they've got DeFi. The two men who bought RadioShack in 2020 are turning it into a crypto play. Attention crypto holders, attention crypto traders. Do you invest in crypto? Do you trade crypto? If yes, I have a major opportunity that I need to clue you into. Most people in crypto do not know that they can take advantage of this. You should be investing, you should be trading with Choice IRA app, a retirement account. Trade, invest with Choice, and you pay zero capital gains tax. They offer thousands of traditional assets and tons of crypto assets. You can buy crypto with Choice. You can trade crypto with Choice. These guys are a proud sponsor of our channel. You could hold your own keys if you want. Their fees are low and highly competitive. The bottom line is, if you think your Bitcoin, Ethereum, and cryptocurrency assets are going to be worth a lot of money in the long term, why not put a portion of your stack in the Choice app so you won't have to pay any capital gains tax? Your future self will thank you. Take advantage of this. Use our link and receive $50 in free Bitcoin when you set up an account. Take advantage of this. Let me know if you did. And this isn't just window dressing. I mean, visit their site, RadioShack.com. They're pretty serious about this. Visit their frequently asked questions. They break it down. Why RadioShack DeFi? I mean, they seem to be fully into this. Now, whether this is successful or not, who knows? But they're going full force with this. And you know what? If they didn't, RadioShack would get left behind. When was the last time you went to RadioShack? To get a little RC car back in 2005? Now, the first DeFi that RadioShack is going to do is basically going to be a decentralized exchange to buy, sell, provide liquidity, earn a yield. It's kind of like their own version of Uniswap is going to be their first foray into DeFi. That's their first thing, but they have a lot more plans. They're doing this with USV Atlas, and actually Tai Lopez, if you are familiar with him, is one of the people who bought RadioShack in 2020 and is doing this. So take that for what it is. I am curious to hear your thoughts on this. Now, I'm not buying the RadioShack token, if there is a specific RadioShack token at this point, but this tells me that the legacy system is realizing that they have to adapt. And the ones that do adapt will be rewarded. Adidas, you know about this. Let's continue. Adidas' first Ethereum NFT drop sold out in seconds and netted $23 million and shoots to the top of the charts. And you gotta believe that different companies are seeing the success that Adidas is having and plenty of the other mainstream companies, Nike, and they want that same success. I mean, the fact is, if you tweet about cryptocurrency, you get more engagement than if you tweet about other things. People are highly incentivized to become NFT and crypto native and just start talking about it and implementing it, because RadioShack wasn't getting any engagement when they were just RadioShack. Now they are. Everybody, I encourage you, try tweeting about cryptocurrency and see how passionate the community is. And maybe that's NFTs for you. Maybe it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, DeFi, whatever it is, guys. Yes, it is possible that we go a little lower. Yes, it is possible that we spend a long time consolidating near the lows for max pain. Yet, despite all this, I continue to be long-term bullish, and I am excited about 2022. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments. Smash the like button if you got value. And with that being said, I will see you tomorrow.